Today I have a video on my anti-journal. I feel like a lot of you have been waiting for me to update you on my anti-journal. When I was doing regular videos on it and then I stopped for a bit, I had quite a few messages saying, where's your anti-journal videos and are you still doing it, and loads of questions about it. And the answer to that was basically yes, I was still doing it, but I wasn't doing it as consistently, and obviously to do a video on one page in here wouldn't really make sense. But because I got a lot busier and I didn't have as much time to sit down and do this, it might have been a few months before I got enough pages together, so I kind of put the whole book on the back burner. But recently I have picked it back up again, so I thought I may as well do a video on it. I know there's a lot more of you now watching my channel than there was when I first did these videos, so if you're not aware of what the anti-journal is, I'll have some information and stuff in the description and also a link to where you can get it on Amazon. But it's pretty much one of those books which has a load of different things to do and you just add to it. So the first page I did was this one, and this page says 10 things on their head, and then also down here it says cut up a photo and transform it into an abstract composition. I've got a load of printed photos just sitting in my office. These are photos that I've taken and printed, and ultimately I want to scrapbook in some way or another, but I just haven't got around to it. I'm pretty sure everyone has like a pile of photos like that somewhere. So I went through those photos and I found one which I thought would be fun to cut up. So I thought I'd cut him out as like a whole, and in the background I decided to chop up and kind of like rearrange, and I love doing this with photos. If you have a photo which has like a really boring background, this is a really fun way to add it to your journal. I then obviously stuck it upside down so it kind of went with the top prompt, and then I just decided to doodle around it and fill in the blank space. I don't think about it, I just go for it and see what happens, and sometimes it turns out really awesome and sometimes it turns out completely awful, and I might end up blocking in colour or something to cover stuff up. But yeah, these doodles turned out okay, I was happy with them. The next two pages I did were these ones. I did both these pages at the same time because it just made sense to. This page is Shout Colourful Language, and then this one is Uglified Beauty. So I started off by putting the yellow down on both the pages because I thought it was relevant for both of them. Obviously this page was a given that I was going to just fill it with random colours, patterns, everything. So I knew I wanted yellow on there somewhere. And then this one was one which I actually had to kind of think about a bit. And again, I went through the pile of photos I had and I found this one of some dead flowers, which I suppose is kind of a random thing to take a photo of, but all these photos were taken with my film camera, so not a digital camera at all. So it's ones where you take the photo but you don't know what it looks like until it gets developed. I kind of just use it to experiment with, so I tend to get a load of random photos. So I thought the photo went really well with the prompt. It's quite a good representation of Uglified Beauty, and before I stuck it down I went over the really nice yellow colour with a load of blacks and greys, and I didn't use a paintbrush, I just used my hands. I was like dabbing it, I was smearing it. This page I've actually put a piece of acetate over the top. I knew that because both of these had paint on them there was the likelihood that they would stick together later on, so hopefully that will prevent it. But yeah, this page I just basically went to town. I found coloured paint, I found pens, highlighters, and I just had a bit of fun with patterns really. I love drawing circles with paint. When you have like the perfect consistency of paint and it draws like a smooth circle, it's so satisfying. The next page I did was this one, and this one is Make Each One Different. I'd been debating what to put in all of these circles since I got this book. This was one of those prompts where you flick through the whole book and there's a few that catch your eye and kind of get you thinking. I have had so many ideas for this and I just didn't know what to do. So in the end I decided to get my pastels out, which I haven't used in years. So I thought I'd have a play around with them and the colours and stuff, and this was so enjoyable to do. I forgot how well oil pastels blend. I feel like the camera's not picking up just how nice they look. This one's probably my favourite. The colours and stuff, it's just blended so perfectly. So yeah, that's how that page turned out. This is the last page that I'm going to show you, and I did debate whether to show you or not because it's kind of really simple. I thought I would because it is a page I've done, and surprisingly I did thoroughly enjoy doing it. So this page is Don't Hold Back, Attack, and to start with I was going to find my scissors or something. Basically I chose my favourite colour paint, I plastered it on my hands, and that was so weird, and that in itself took me back to like school days and stuff. I haven't like painted my whole hand in years and years, but yeah, it was so satisfying to have like a hand full of paint. And and I pretty much just high-fived the page. I didn't gently go in, I didn't like arrange my hand, I just went splat, and that's how it turned out. I was trying to get some force behind it because I didn't want it to be super neat and stuff. I wanted it to be a bit splatty, if that makes sense. But if I'm being completely honest, this page, out of all the pages I've shown you, was probably up there in my like top 5 pages in this book. It was just so much fun. It was so simple but so much fun to just do. So those are all the pages that I'm showing you today. As I said at the beginning, if you're interested to know a bit more about this anti-journal, then be sure to check out the description. If you have any questions, then let me know below and I'll get back to you. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.